This is Channel 2 News, coverage you can count on.
Governor Sandoval has ordered all flags lowered to half staff at state public grounds and government buildings to honor the victims of Wednesday's shooting. Our continuing coverage from San Bernardino leads tonight's edition of Channel 2 News at 6:30. Good evening. I'm Ariana Bennett.
And I'm Jeff Martinez. Such a tragic story everybody's been talking about. Well, this coincides with the governor's order, coincides with a proclamation from President Obama calling for flags to be lowered at federal buildings and military posts. As the investigation continues in Southern California, we wanted to clear up any confusion with some of the terms being used in this particular case, like what makes one case an act of terrorism and another a mass shooting. We sent our Aaron Breen out to define those terms for us.
It would seem that any act that invokes terror would be terrorism, right? But according to political science professor Fred Locken, you have to define it carefully. A personal vendetta is different than acting on behalf of a group, and terrorism is defined by evidence.
Evidence would normally be someone taking credit for it. ISIS sending out emails indicating, haha, we got you in San Bernardino. Or it would be a manifesto indicating that this was done for a political cause.
And that shooting in San Bernardino could confirm something that up until now has only been suspected.
This would be a confirmation that we do have cells. We have a feeling that this might be a very large cell. They were preparing for another kind of terrorist attack. Is that terrorist attack going to come?
Which brings us to defining radicalism. Sure, it means people have gone to extremes, but in terms of terrorists, being radicalized means extremes beyond our comprehension.
Radicalized means bringing back their pride in Islam and their willingness to die for Islam.
They say radicalism is most often spread through propaganda and fueled by the internet. And fighting it is fighting something we can't really understand.
When you're fighting an enemy like that, it's extremely difficult because they're not going to do commonsensical things. They're not going to do predictable things. They're going to be willing to blow themselves up. They're going to do things that are not within the normal structure of civilized society today.
Which brings us to the weapons used. Exactly what is an assault weapon? Sharon Oren is a weapons expert.
When you're talking about an assault weapon, by definition, is a firearm that has the capability of shooting more than one shot with each pull of the trigger, which means it has the safe position, a fully automatic fire capability, and a semi-automatic capability.
A lot of guns sold look like assault weapons, but they aren't. And in recent events, a lot of guns purchased legally have been altered.
That was Aaron Breen reporting. And all of those factors actually make fighting terrorism even harder.
Turning to the crime beat now, Sparks police are searching for a suspect who allegedly robbed a bank this afternoon. The incident happened at the First Independent Bank on the 700 block of Sparks Boulevard. Authorities say the lone suspect threatened the bank employees and fled into a nearby apartment complex parking lot with an undisclosed amount of money. Thankfully, nobody was injured. The suspect is described as a man in his 20s, approximately 6 feet tall, with slender or medium build, olive complexion, what police are calling bad teeth, and a prominent nose. He was wearing a gray sweatshirt and a knit cap with a pom-pom on top. A secret witness is offering a $1,500 reward for information leading to his arrest. You can call the secret witness hotline at 322-4900 or text your information to 847-411.
And turning to crime beat, the Reno Police Department is investigating an overnight shooting at a bar right across from the University of Nevada. Police were called out to the Little Waldorf Saloon just after 1 this morning. They say 2 men got in a fight inside the bar and one of them shot the other. One victim was taken to a local hospital with unknown injuries. Police are now looking for 2 people of interest. The first is described as a black man who has dreadlocks with the tips dyed blonde. He fled the scene in a black Nissan. The second person of interest is a black man in his 20s, last seen wearing a blue hooded sweatshirt, blue jeans, and a flat-billed hat. He left the wall in a dark-colored Ford Explorer. If you have any information that can help police, you're asked to contact Secret Witness 322-4900. And Sparks police are looking for a suspect who they say fired into an occupied vehicle. It happened at the intersection of Pyramid Highway and Disk Drive around 7 o'clock yesterday. Officers responded to a report of a road rage incident. Police say the victim was working as an armed marked security guard for a private company when the suspect vehicle cut him off and then waited for him to pass, then fired 2 shots at the security vehicle. and the victim was not injured. The suspect is described as an unshaven man wearing a knit cap, and the vehicle description is a silver sedan, late 1990s or early 2000s. It was last seen heading northbound on Pyramid Highway. If you have any information that can help out police in either case, you're asked to contact Secret Witness at 322-4900.
And Sparks Police are also asking for help finding a teenager who went missing yesterday without his medication. Police say 15-year-old Jeremy Schneider left Reed High School at around 2:45 yesterday. Now, he left before his mother was due to pick him up. He's 5'8", 120 pounds, with black hair and brown eyes. Now, police say he wears a shark tooth necklace and a black and orange watch. So if you know where he is, call Sparks Police at 353-2231.
And investigators have identified 2 persons of interest while looking into burglaries at the Granite Construction Southeast Connector job site. That's in the Hidden Valley area earlier this year. Martin Joseph and Gina Smith were arrested on unrelated charges Tuesday afternoon after they fled from sheriff's deputies attempting to make a traffic stop. They say detectives following up on the arrest located property from the October and September burglaries at the Granite construction site. Detectives believe that it is very possible that additional property from these burglaries may have been sold to unknowing people. That property may include blades, drill bits, generators, including a large industrial one, water pumps, and other construction equipment. If you know anything about either burglary, call detectives at 328-3320.
Well, in HealthWatch tonight, the Washoe County School District has announced that the final 2 schools on the norovirus outbreak have been removed. Sparks High School and Stead Elementary School were the final 2 schools on that outbreak list. They were officially removed today, and now no schools remain. And 19 Washoe County schools had been on that list at some point this past fall.
And looking to our community, in a 12-year tradition to feed the hungry, 2 local teens will set up a coffee stand tomorrow with all proceeds going to the Food Bank of Northern Nevada. Starbucks donates the coffee for the stand, and most of the baking is done by Keenan Herman and Cyrus Mosassi. Their efforts have provided thousands of meals throughout the years, and last year the stand donated more than $2,000, and that's equivalent to about 7,000 meals. It goes on tomorrow from 9 to 11:30, and you can find it in their neighborhood, of course, at 12755 Valley Springs Road in Reno. Such a great idea to give back to the community, especially this time. A lot of people out there go hungry.
Yeah, we certainly hope that lots of people go, check out their coffee stand and contribute to the cause.
Yes, no doubt. And of course, we have Share Your Christmas coming up on Friday, speaking of giving. But all eyes are on the weather. I'll tell you what, we may have a big storm heading our way. Let's get an update now from Chief Meteorologist Mike Alger. What's going on out there, Mike?
Yeah, Jeff, we do have a storm coming our direction here, and it looks like it's going to hit strongest the day before Share Your Christmas, but will in all likelihood certainly leave behind at the very least some very cold temperatures and possibly even a little bit of snow. So we are all going to have to bundle up as we get toward that. Look first of all at the local satellite picture, and not much happening other than a whole bunch of cloud cover across the area. Not any real showers coming out of it until you get quite a ways up to the north of us. Now in the next 24 hours it really doesn't change very much. We're going to have a fair amount of cloud cover, with us being on the warm side of the cold front, and tomorrow is no exception to it. In fact, as we get that front closer to us on Wednesday, the winds will pick up and the temperatures will increase, so that by Thursday, that's when the storm starts. We're going to be looking at the possibility of rain turning into snow, temperatures falling very, very rapidly. And by Friday, that 41, that's the high of the day.
Oh my gosh.
And that's going to be at the airports. A lot of places not even making it out of the 30s, with a chance of some snow showers. Pretty decent chance of it. Now, probably not enough to mess up the roads too much, so come out and join us.
Absolutely.
And bring some hot coffee, because we're going to be chilly.
Yes, it's going to be cold out. I just finished cleaning up all the leaves and branches. How about the winds?
Yeah,
those
winds are going to, if there are any leaves left, they're going to be redistributed on Wednesday, I think.
Absolutely.
No doubt. We'll stay warm out there for sure. But I love the snow. It's great to get off to a great season. Snowpack is doing pretty good.
We sure need it.
Good news, good news. Thank you, Mike.
Yep.
All right, well, our next newscast starts at 11 o'clock. Until then, you can stay informed by listening to our radio partners on any of these media group stations. Of course, check us out on KTVN.com, our Facebook pages, and we'll give you the latest. So that's it. Have a great night, everyone.
Yeah, good night.